everyone. Today on What's Hot with Jazzie, I am here at Jireh Family Farms with the owners, Emmanuel and Valerie Jarvis. And today we're going to talk about how farm life with them, how they're using it to create health and wellness in their communities and yours. And also we're going to talk about all the fabulous events and all the plans of farm life that they have to come. So sit back and relax because you're watching What's Hot with Jazzie. Hi, I am Jazzie Carrington, and this is my show, What's Hot with Jazzie. I'm introducing you to some of the hottest, most innovative people around the nation, from pop culture entertainment to people making a difference in your community and mine. So let's get started with What's Hot with Jazzie. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to What's Hot with Jazzie. I'm your host today, Jazzie Carrington. I'm so excited for my show today. I have the amazing owners of Jireh Family Farm, Emmanuel and Valerie Jarvis.
Excited to be here with you today.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited because I want to just pick y'all brains to just
Let's do it.
Because one of the things that I really love, and we're going to tell the viewers a little about you, but I will tell you one of the things that I love about the two of you is that you are really using farm life to really bring health and wellness and to the community. And I love it. So first of all, I'm sure everybody wants to know, how did you guys meet? And then just and later on down the road decide, hey, let's own a farm.
I wasn't expecting that question.
Yeah, that's a new one.
So back in 1999, it's been that long ago.
Wow.
I was in college and I met him on the internet.
Are you serious?
Way before it was the thing to do.
Way before Tinder.
Way before
Way before that.
FarmersOnly.com. Way before everything else that you've ever heard.
I love it.
When it was
I
still
love
creepy.
Oh gosh.
It was.
It's wonderful. So you met on the internet, online dating, and then you got together. So as time went on, I know that you are in health and wellness. You're a nurse.
I am.
And I know that it's so crazy because Emmanuel, you were a tech guy.
Yeah, I was, doing telecommunications. So my field has really been in sales.
Yeah.
And since I was really young, 18, 19, 20, I got into cell phone sales when it was just really burgeoning in society. And I just kept in that same sector.
Yeah.
And so, through internet, cable, business to business, retail. So I was just doing that. And then the latest occupation before I kind of walked away from corporate America is working with refreshments and coffee sales for businesses. So business to business. And I was doing that and an operations manager for a company called Carolina Vending. And I did that for 7 years. And it's just more sales, more relating to whether it's the CEO of Coastal Federal Credit Union I'm talking to, or I'm on my back underneath the sink installing a water filter, or I'm writing up a proposal, or I'm doing inventory, I'm training sales guys, or I'm on the truck myself.
Yeah.
So it was there was a lot going on. Yeah. But it helped me. And every job that a person has, I think they can look back on.
Yes.
And see if their skills.
Yes.
And even how they're relating with other coworkers that could be pleasant or unpleasant. Yeah. How they're growing and maturing with those.
More unpleasant in mine.
But regardless, you're able to grow in that.
Yeah.
If you have the right perspective.
That's true.
Of patience, of how you're communicating, of how you're resolving conflicts.
Yeah. So with all of that and the experiences that you have had, what made you guys come together and say, you know what, we want to own a farm. Let's do the farm life, and what made you decide that? Because like your world was so far away from that.
I would probably say that the farm life was my idea. Would you say that?
Yes.
Wow.
So I grew up on a tobacco farm. So I was used to farming from an early age. Not necessarily doing the farming that we do now.
Right.
It was a different product. So what really drew us back for me personally, and I kind of brought my family with me, was that my brother got diagnosed with colon cancer.
Wow.
And so he started studying research because he wanted to figure out, well, where did this cancer come from? Why did I acquire this cancer? So he started looking at food, and particularly meat. And he found a correlation between the chemicals and preservatives injected into meat.
Wow.
Just before it goes to the grocery store to, the shelf life, to make it longer and to keep that color. And so he found that correlation. As a nurse, he taught me that.
Wow.
Initially, I was like, no, that's probably not true. He ended up passing away from the cancer.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But after that, I started studying food. So it was like still there in my mind.
Yeah.
And I determined that I wanted to have a clean source of meat because I didn't want to risk anyone else in my family or myself personally getting cancer from that same mechanism or that same way.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up about food, because one of the things that you guys really, really prize on health and wellness. And I want to talk about this because I think this is awesome. You are starting a school.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
So tell us a little bit about that, because this all kind of correlates together.
So we started the farm, and so we have we provide meat, and so that's what we grow. So we have a clean source. And so the more that we brought people to our farm, I learned that people had questions, and they wanted to learn, how do I grow my own food? How do I make healthy drinks like kombucha? Or they'll learn that I need fermented foods for the digestive system.
Wow.
And then as a nurse, once you start entering that food, you begin to look at the option of also having herbs, and then teas, and how you can improve your health through other mechanisms that are not medication or synthetic or man-made, if you will.
Right.
And so as a result of that, I started studying herbalism and got that certification. And then I started doing medicine making classes and helping people to improve their health. Like we'd have people with different disorders, from diabetes to thyroid issues, and we would try and experiment, and we would see incredible results.
Wow, and that's so neat, because literally you can learn how to make your own medicine and naturally from earth.
Well, up until 100 years ago,
that's what we did.
That's what medicine was. So you think about the scope and the whole spectrum of our planet.
Yeah.
And how long there's been civilization. And literally only for 100 years, out of how many umpteen years you believe our earth is old.
Yes.
Only for the last 100 years, modern medicine that's been created in labs has been what we've used. So the question we really have to ask ourselves intellectually is, so what did people do prior to that? And it's not like, these people died early. Yes, there were sectors of where people died in their mid-40s, and the average lifespan was 50 years old.
Right.
But there's places all around the world that people lived in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and even cracked 100 without modern medicine. So the question is, how did they do it? And why is it that even though we have modern medicine, we have more people medicated than ever before, with more illnesses, more chronic things, more side effects, more issues? So if we just actually pause and look at the entire scope of humanity, how did they do it? And is there any benefit for us to return at least partially back to those ways?
I love that. And I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on this, and how farm life can possibly fit into this? Because I notice so many people now, they're going vegan.
Yes, they are now.
A lot of that now. And so how do you think with people who really don't do dairy, meat, those kinds of things, who's really, because vegan is a lifestyle.
Yes.
Being a vegan is a lifestyle. And how do you think for those people, especially with you opening your school, how do you think that could possibly help even those people still to get more protein and to stay healthy, without losing the things that the body needs because they're not doing the traditional way?
Well, I would say that one of the main things that I see when I do consultations for people's health is that most vegans, once they're vegan for a few years, they begin to get disorders or dis-ease.
Oh, wow.
And so what I find is that there's certain proteins that you can't get from plants. And unless you're having some type of a meat product or a byproduct of a meat, you're going to begin to have dis-ease in your body because your body is now missing a nutrient that is needed to survive. And so
and we're not saying
so
that that being vegan is bad. So I don't want you guys to think that.
So what I usually will recommend when I work with those people, some people will have reasons why they don't eat meat.
Right.
And then we all know that certain body types may not break down a certain type of meat, red meat or pork or what have you, as well as others. So what I like to do is recommend like soup bones, and people incorporate something like bone broth into their diet.
Okay.
So it's not really that they're ingesting a flesh of meat potentially, but you could still get some of those nutrients that are needed in a different manner.
Okay, wow, what a great idea. Now, one of the things that I do love about the farm, and this is how I met you guys, is you actually do a lot of farm to table events.
We do.
We do.
We do generally we do 4 events a year.
Okay.
It's a way of really displaying the foods and the proteins that we provide, but also give an experience and have people to kind of calm down, come outside, eat outside, be in community, have something intimate, a very special type of experience. And it also incorporates tours so people can see what we do and see the animals there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes on. So there's a little bit of promotion, there's preparation. We want to inspire people to get back in the kitchen because we believe that the kitchen and cooking yourself is the healthiest way that you're able to
Emmanuel. I'm trying to get out of the kitchen. In fact, I'm not in it half the time.
I think we've been lied to, and we've been told that cooking and food preparation is beneath us. And if we can do something higher to aspire something else, we have someone else do that. But anytime we're outsourcing a responsibility, whether it's housekeeping, whether it's a personal assistant, whether it is a chef, whether it is a babysitter, whatever you're outsourcing, you have to understand that they're never going to do it like if you did it yourself.
Which is so true. And I have to admit, that is really, after having my children, that was really how I lost weight. I would not eat out. I made everything. I knew everything. And I got a lot of herbs. I brought a lot of herbs, a lot of things from like fresh markets and farmers market. And I literally dropped like all the weight in like months, like effortlessly. And of course, with some help with exercise and things too. But those fixing my own foods made a huge difference. But now my kids are grown, so I don't know. I have to work on it.
It does take prep. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's so much easier when you're driving down the street just to take a right, drive through. We're going to have number 1 double cheese. And you're eating on your way home.
Yeah.
And you're able to multitask. Let's think about it. I mean, a typical drive, a 20-minute drive, if you're doing nothing but listening to music or being on a phone, you may not be as productive. But if you're able to get a luncheon while you're driving, you get there and you're wiping your mouth, you keep it moving, you're able to save time.
Right.
Convenience. But if we really look in our society, convenience, that word convenience, is a tool that has destroyed more families, more health, and more happiness.
Wow.
Think about it.
Oh my God, that is so
we trade
deep.
out convenience sometimes for truth. We trade out convenience sometimes for just ease. And just because it's easy doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, I love that. That is so deep. I've never thought of it that way. So I want to know, because we're going to show the viewers a little bit of the farm today. But before we take a little bit of tour, I want to know, what do you guys see for the near future for Jireh Farm family?
Well, we're excited to have the school coming, the Triangle School of Holistic Living.
I love it.
So that will be launched very soon. So please, in the next few weeks, check out that website.
And is that going to be on your website?
We'll have links to it, but it will have its own website.
Okay, and what's that website?
I'm going to have to tell you that later.
You're still working on it.
Yes.
That's okay. That's okay, because the information would also be on your website.
Yes. So essentially what it is the school is a manifestation and canonizing all of the classes that we've been doing, but creating a space specifically for it. Okay. So before, we'd have a farm to table dinner, we'd have a tour, we'd have summer camps, and we would have a gardening, and they would throw in a herbs and diabetes course, and we just do this. So now we're separating all those courses on its own page, on its own, have its own staff, its own instructors, own registration, and everything will be separate.
And of course, some new classes as well. Like we've done many classes, medicine making. During COVID, I had multiple COVID classes, how to boost your immune system using herbs. Wow. And so now we're actually expanding that and adding wild crafting or wild plant walks. So you can learn how to identify those wild plants. So if you needed something on your own, we don't realize that our yards have weeds that are so healthy for us.
I love it. And also, and we're going to see this in just a few minutes, you have a store.
We do.
And you talked about herbs, which I love. Your tea, you make your own tea. So we're going to talk about that when we go to the store. Yes. But you have your own store. So let's just give an overview before we go to the farm and see everything.
So we, for a long time, didn't have a storefront. And so we were having people, and we found that they wanted a place to come and shop. And so we created this storefront. This is the second year of our storefront. And so we have all of our meat options there. So we have our beef options, our pork options, and our chicken. We raise all of that here. We partner with another farm to do our beef. We also have goat seasonally. So we will be doing goat very soon. And so we usually have that about twice a year, and it goes very fast.
Awesome. And are the goats hiding again today?
I can find them for you. I can get them for you today.
I want to see the goats.
Yes, so we can do that.
They want to see you too.
Awesome.
And so in addition to our store, we added ice cream because we wanted the community to come. And sometimes if you want to come to a farm, you want a reason to come to the farm. Yes. And we want the kids, we want the people. So we have ice cream so people can come, see, and have a reason to come if you're not into meat per se.
I love that. Well, guys, stay tuned because we're going to take a little tour of Jireh Family Farms, and we'll be right back. We are here at the store at Jireh Family Farms. So, my favorite thing, your tea.
Yay.
I love these teas. So tell us a little bit about that.
So back in 2020 during COVID, I finished my herbalist training, and I saw a need for people to have things for their immune system. And so I created these herbal teas, and so they all have a medicinal purpose. Okay. And so they do something different for the body. So right now in my tea line, I have 3 different teas. One is called Sleep Well. It has chamomile in it, and it really just helps you to relax and kind of prepare for bed and go to sleep. And so then I have one called Tina's Blend, which is one that I created. It has tulsi, ginger, cinnamon, and I like this one because it does have tulsi. The other name for tulsi is holy basil.
Oh, wow.
Which is an adaptogen, which means it goes into your body, finds what's wrong, and fixes it.
Oh my God!
There are not many adaptogens in the world, but there are about 5. And holy basil is one of them. And for you folks in North Carolina, it grows amazing here.
Really?
Yes, it does.
Oh my God! That's my favorite, the Tina's tea.
If you come to one of our events, I do make it from all fresh herbs.
I love it. And then you say you have one more.
I have one more. It's a ginger peach. It's a ginger base. It does have turmeric in it, among some other things. So it's really good for digestion. Mm-hmm. It will be good if someone had maybe inflammation, some arthritis or something like that with the turmeric. So they all have a purpose.
Yeah, and would that tea also help with like I know the arthritis and just the regular joint pain, because I get that sometimes.
Turmeric is very good for
Awesome. Now, Emmanuel, your thing, we got some meats here.
Yeah, because tea is nice and cute and all. But I'm trying to eat.
I love it.
So one of the first things we did in 2000, I think it was 17 or 18, is that I was literally on Craigslist and I was scrolling through the farm section.
Yes.
And the guy had pigs. He says, I have piglets for sale. They're $20 each. And I rolled over, because it was like Saturday morning. I said, what do you think about this, Tina? And she's like, I'm down. We didn't know what to feed them. We didn't know what they needed. We knew nothing. The only thing I knew how to do is spell P-I-G, pig. That's the only thing I knew about the pig. But I drove out to Eastern North Carolina that day and came back with a dog crate with 2 little guys in there.
Yeah.
And we named them Bacon and Sausage. That was their name.
Wow. Wow.
So Bacon and Sausage grew from this big to basically the size of a Harley Davidson.
Wow.
Like well over, almost approaching 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And that only took them about 9 months to get that big.
Right.
And so we processed them. We took them to a USDA plant, processed them, and came back with all different types of cuts. And this is one of them. This is our sliced pork belly. Sliced pork belly is incredibly popular. The great thing about this, it looks just like bacon because it's sliced like bacon. The difference is it's not cured. There's no sugar. There's no salt. There's no preservatives. It's a fresh pork belly. And people who are dealing with sodium issues or high blood pressure, this is good because they could either eat this plain without any salt or they can add just a small amount of sugar and salt and actually control their sodium and their sugar levels and still enjoy bacon, if you will.
Okay.
So that's that. And then we have our ground beef. This is, or just beef in general. We have steaks and roast and ribs and all that yummy stuff. This is our ground beef. It's an 85-15 fat to meat content.
Okay.
It's USDA, of course. It's Black Angus, and we love it. I mean, so much so that when we go out to restaurants, there's no reason to get a burger because it's not going to taste
because you
like
have
that.
the best
Right.
already.
And there's been one restaurant I went to and I tasted a burger and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty close. But generally you can taste there's a market difference. Awesome. And then our pride and joy, our chicken. We wanted to have chicken. We didn't really know how to grow it, but what we did is we went on YouTube and learned how to raise it in our front yard, and we have them in chicken tractors.
And we're going to see the chickens.
So we slide them every day to a new level, and then we're able to process them here on the farm. We have a 20,000 bird exemption in North Carolina poultry to be able to process our own birds. So we do that here on site, and we sell it here on site. So these birds came here.
Come help us process.
You should do a process.
Oh gosh!
We'll give you
Me processing chicken, really?
When you process it once, you'll never waste chicken again.
Oh really?
No. When you see a chicken, that's alive.
Yeah.
And you take its life, you don't waste meat that you take life from.
Right.
Because you understand that something had to die so that I could live.
Oh God, that sounds kind of sad.
But here's the thing, even if you're a vegan, something had to die so you can live.
Wow.
It doesn't make a difference who you are, what your dietary things are. In life, something dies so something else can live.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, you heard it from Emmanuel. So let's just all kind of live right now.
Well, we have our chicken. So these are thighs that we have. We have thighs. We have whole birds. We have wings. We have the legs. We have the thighs. We even do quarters every once in a while. So now we have chicken. We have our beef. And we have our pork in our store.
Awesome. And we're going to make our way because I really do want to see the chickens because I love fresh eggs. So I want to talk about that. So we're going to walk over to the chickens. Oh, the goat! Oh, we'll get to you then. Oh, great! Look at here. Oh my God. So is this what they call a chicken coop?
This is our style of a chicken coop. So we have two. Oh, with Charlie.
Oh, hey, Charlie.
He is our great
We've got a dog, Charlie. Say hi, Charlie. Okay.
So these are our one group of our egg layers. These are currently laying. These are sex links, brown sex links or black sex links, and a few Rhode Island Reds in there.
Okay.
And so we do let these free range. So usually in the afternoon after I feel like they've laid all their eggs for the day,
Oh, okay.
I will let them out. Because if I let them out early, I tend to find eggs everywhere, and it's just easier to have all the eggs.
All of them together.
Yes.
Okay, so one last thing, because I've been wanting to see the
I
goats.
have one.
You have one
more
more?
chicken coop.
You have one more chicken coop. Okay, we gotta go see one more chicken coop.
That's the big one.
And then I want to see the goats. Charlie's coming with us.
Yes. Charlie's making sure all is well.
Yes, I'm loving it. Oh wow, this is a lot of chicken.
Yes.
Wow.
Has several hundred egg layers, and so this is our other area for chickens. And then, of course, some of these are younger, so not all of these have started laying yet. And you see, they're just learning to lay. And if you look down, one has laid right there in the corner on the ground.
Wow. One's laid right here, guys. Laid an egg.
Ideally, we would want them to lay in the nesting boxes, but as they're learning to lay, they don't always lay them in the correct place.
Wow. Oh my God, this is amazing.
And as we go, the goats heard us, so they are coming.
Oh, goats, the goats. Yay. My favorite part. Oh my God. Aren't you beautiful? Oh my goodness. These are the goats.
So I think we have 11 goats. We have 9 females and 1 male. And so we have the male separated here behind us.
Oh,
and
wow.
I love goats. I've seen some memes on social media lately about there's always space for more goats.
I love the goats. Emmanuel, you have to come over here with us. You're hiding.
No, I didn't mean to hide.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on What's Hot with Jazzie. I have enjoyed this immensely. And thank you guys for watching us, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Charlie's sitting on my foot right now, so I'm not moving. But thank you guys for watching another fantastic episode of What's Hot with Jazzie. And I'm your host, Jazzie Carrington, and thank you guys once again. And until next time, I'm out.